Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures. I had some people asking about this lizard man I've had sitting around on the table for the last few weeks, and it dawned on me, I don't think I've ever given him a real proper introduction. Some of you of a certain age obviously are going to recognize that pose. It's based off of the old Monster Manual Lizard Man artwork, and if you know me, I love me some reptiles. So when I saw this, I don't even know where I first saw it now. This comes to us from Colossal Miniatures, but I did get a chance to download and print some of their lizards, and you know me, I just couldn't help myself. I'll be honest, this guy was done on my original printer, and you can see here I had a horrible time getting the supports off. His spear-wielding brother here fared a little better. So I can get him in focus. Except for the shaft of the spear. There's still a little bit of a mess there. And then I went to go print some more. I figured, you know what, let's give these a try on the newer printer. And while the results are a little shiny still, I have not bothered to prime them yet. You can see there's a lot less sprue damage from the supports. A little bit here and there, but obviously they're going to need some serious painting and priming to have them reach their full potential. So I was curious how big they were exactly, because on first print, with the club here, whoa, where'd you go? I feared that they were a little bit too small. They seem small, and maybe that's just my warped sense of scale, because, you know, when you deal with guys like the Conquest stuff all the time, you know, when they barely come up to their waists, everything starts to look kind of smaller. So I went ahead and actually grabbed some of the older Reaper Bones Lizardmen. And you can see here, they actually fit in pretty well. Now, obviously, this guy's got an integral base there, but I think if you put a nice, smaller base to him, I think he'd actually fit in quite well if you wanted to get them all universal. And it's not like humans are all exactly the same size and shape, much less lizard men. So I think if you wanted to mix them into an actual warband for RPG or skirmish gaming, I think they would work out quite well. These could be like younglings or something. Now, what was really funny and interesting, I can't say I've come across this before on tabletop stuff, but they also had female lizard men, lizard women, I guess. And rather than go the sexualized, stylized versions that a lot of us are used to, they went the full route of lizard men with breasts. And I got a stern talking to by my reptilian researcher of a child about how, you know, sexual dimorphism is much different in reptiles and blah, blah, blah. Okay. But yeah, so if you fancied lizard men with breasts, lizard women with breasts. I got to correct myself here. Something worth checking out. I mean, I guess that they are equal opportunists in this clan, and they're actually a little bit bigger than the males, which is kind of fun. I don't know whether that's true in all reptilian species. Go ask an entomologist or whatever they call heptologist. I don't remember the correct term for scientists that study reptilian behavior and stuff like that. Grabbing a random few humans just to give you guys a good indication of what to expect if you printed them out at standard size. So this is a Wargames Atlantic human. Our witch hunter friend here look to be fairly comparable, so that's always a good sign. Obviously, if we have stuff like our Conquest guys here, there's going to be some issues, but even with like artisan guilds, humans, I just noticed I broke the feather on her. I love this model. I'm so disappointed about that. I don't know what happened. I'll have to print a new one. Grabbing a privateer human in there as well. So I think, oh, how about something more RPG type players? A WizKids human. You can see here, even though it looks like Geralt. I think they'd fit in quite nicely with that in sense of scale. So funny enough, they actually have some humans. I went and checked out their website. They do have a Patreon as well. And I know they have a Kickstarter coming up, actually, for modern-day survivors or post-apocalyptic survivors or zombicide-type stand-ins. They had a couple of interesting people in the mix. They did have a free STL file if you were curious and wanted to check that out. So I did go ahead and try printing it, and funny enough, so this guy is very Frazetta-like, and the skin tone is not the nicest, and I obviously didn't clean this up. I was in a hurry, and actually I was about to throw this one away. It is kind of a failed print, but funny enough, let's get him in focus so you can really see here. Okay. There we go. We're not going to cooperate with the camera today. So he had these huge gashes across his chest. Like, all of the supports printed out fine with no problem. But look at this. He's got these huge marks. So I thought, you know what? Let's just roll with it. Let's paint those huge gashes. He's all scarred up now from fighting lizards in the swamps, obviously. His very Frazetta-ish Neil Adams looking boots. Those are totally Neil Adams boots. So yeah, when I first saw this, when it first came out the print bed, I was like, that's not good. I'm just going to redo it. And then I broke his arms too. That didn't help. But I figured, you know what? Just for the heck of it, we're going to give it a try. It was too amusing. So hopefully I'm going to try printing another one of these guys up in the future. And if you guys want to go check out their website or their Patreon, they have a lot of very traditionally styled RPGs encounter monsters, I guess, but you need a knife finder to go find all the lizards. And they do rank up, actually. I was playing around. Obviously, this one is on a square base, but if you wanted to have formations of lizard men and women getting ready to go clubbing, well, it would totally work out great. I will put a link, like I said, to both their Patreon and their website, and once that Kickstarter they have coming up is going live, I believe it's actually in this next week, as of filming this at least, I'll put that link in here as well if you guys want to check that out. So it's always nice to see something new and up and coming, and it's always nice to see something that has some definite throwbacks to some nostalgic roots of gaming. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.